I'm Jerry Tashwa. I'm a professional jazz touring and recording artist, and I'm here in my studio to talk a little bit about the RV world and e-bikes. 2019, we took my Toyota minivan in to get some service, and while we were there, we had some time to kill. My wife and I decided to go explore Camping World. We were sort of looking for an RV at one time, but we wanted something like a large van because obviously I play these very big instruments. So we wanted something that we could carry the instruments in and also perhaps sleep in while we're on the road touring and maybe have something to eat. So anyway, we went there and we started to look at what they call Class B minivans. We saw the price tag and that changed our mind real quickly. The salesperson was real interesting. He said, well, why don't you consider taking a look at Class C vans? And we didn't really know anything about Class C vans, so he showed us this one. It was a Freedom Elite 22 HE made by Thor, and it was absolutely perfect. I mean, it had a full bathroom with a shower. It had the bed, queen-size bed already made up. There was a dinette. Everything we could have possibly needed, but the kicker was the outside storage, which I call the basement because it's right underneath the bed, was a really, really big area. So I went home and I measured it. I measured my instruments, and my instruments would fit right inside there. So the next day we called up and we bought it. So now we're members of the RV community, and it has been amazing. Then COVID hit. Well, everything stopped, including my professional career. Everything that I had, all my dates completely canceled. I had an entire year tour booked, and within 2 days, everything canceled. So basically, we were unemployed. At that time, a few months into COVID, the Tennessee state parks reopened with some restrictions. The restrictions were you had to be contained, self-contained, swimming pools were closed, you had to keep separation from other individuals by like 6 feet, and no groups larger than 6, I believe, something like that. Anyway, there were restrictions. So we took off in our RV and we went to the state parks. We started hitting all the state parks in Tennessee, and there's a lot of them, and they're really, really nice. And we made the rounds and had a great time. Finally, after COVID, after a few months after COVID kind of ended and the vaccines took effect, we started getting some more work, and that's when we got back into our touring as musicians again. But recently, I was on an RV online forum, and we were having a discussion about things that RV player, or not RV players, a musician obviously, RV people would like to have. And one of the things was e-bikes. We all talked about it'd be great to have an e-bike because when you get to a new campsite, you could just take off and you can explore and you can really look around. It would be really nice to have. The only problem with e-bikes, they're heavy. They're very, very heavy. Average e-bike is like 65 up to like 85 and more pounds. And if you know anything about RVs, in the RV world, weight becomes an issue. By the time you load all your clothing and food and the personnel and the equipment you want to take, and you fill up with water and fuel, and in my case, these rather large instruments, there really isn't a lot left over in terms of capacity then to carry an e-bike. Even the ones that fold up, they fold up, yeah, they go smaller, but they're still very, very heavy. So I made this comment, and then I started noticing ads for Urtopia Carbon fiber bikes, lightweight. And we made a connection. They called me up and we talked on the phone, and they basically said, Jerry, we would like to send you a Carbon 1 Pro e-bike if you would do a video on it and do a review and endorse our product. And I told him, I says, well, I endorse products, only the ones that I truly believe in and that I use, and there's no question about it. And I said, I can't actually say what I would do until I tried your bike. So they said, fine, we're confident. And they sent me a bike, and it arrived. It came in a very big box, and I'll show you the video of the box. And it's pretty much 90% assembled. So it was fairly easy to put it together. They have a manual that comes with it. And in addition to the manual, there's some videos to watch. And I only made one really kind of bonehead mistake. When I took it out of the box, I assumed that the front fork was in the position that it was supposed to be. And the first thing you do is you put the handlebars on and tighten it down, and then you go to put the fender on. And the fender hooks on this little screw that's attached to the fork. And when I went to move the wheel, the fender was hitting the inside of the frame. And it was real easy to realize, okay, I needed to turn the fork around 180 degrees. There was not a big difference in the angle of the fork. So it was a little confusing to determine which way it would go. And I wasn't sure where the brake mounted to. The brake mounts to the front fork, and I wasn't sure if it should be on the right or left side. I looked in the pamphlet, and the pamphlet really didn't give me an indication either as to where. So I just assumed when I took it out of the box that that is the way it goes together. Real quick, undid the fender, undid the handlebars, turned it around, put the handlebars back in, put the fender back on, put the front tire on, you put the seat in, and you're ready to go. Now, my thing about anything, actually, being a musician, being an artist, I really admire, first of all, quality. I mean, it's got to be quality control is a real important thing to me. And also styling. I mean, I like the things that look good. And so anyway, when I got the Carbon 1 Pro, as you can see, the style is unique. There is no other bike on the market that looks like this bike. And again, it's made out of carbon fiber, so it's very light. It's only, like I said, 35 pounds. And on my RV, I have a bike rack, which I carried my 10-speed around with, and it's capable of carrying two 10-speeds at about 30 pounds each, I believe. So this bike fit perfectly on my bike rack. I didn't have to go buy one of the $400 bike racks to hold an e-bike, and that was real important. Plus the weight of the stuff, that it's just hard for RVers. So anyway, put the bike together. Real quickly, I charged the battery, took it for a ride, and let me tell you what, the quality control on this bike is unsurpassed. Everything about this bike is perfect. The way the form is, the way it attaches, the way the connectors are, the way the shifter is designed, and everything worked absolutely perfect as you would expect, which is unlike a lot of things you buy nowadays. Usually you have to make a lot of modifications and adjustments. This bike was perfect. And again, the styling of it is so unique. So anyway, I put it together and took it for a ride. And I can honestly say that, I mean, I ride a lot on my 10-speed. And I do a nice little modest ride. But there are times when I look at a hill and I say, well, I don't really want to go up that hill because I'll get tired and get sweaty. And so I don't. But I got on this bike, and my very first ride was like 10 miles, really, without any effort. I just kept wanting to go. It was so much fun. Now, this Urtopia Carbon 1 Pro, it's not a motorcycle. It doesn't have a throttle where you can like go, and it's a pedal assist. It has 3 levels of pedal assist, and also one called turbo, which I really didn't use that much. But the 3 levels of pedal assist, so you start out in the 1, and you could feel it as you start to pedal. You could just feel it like easing up and giving you a little bit of trajectory. And then when you kick it into 2, immediately you can feel, again, you have to be pedaling. As you're pedaling, you can feel it really helping. And sometimes when you're going up a hill, hit pedal assist 3, and boom, you can pedal right up the steepest hills, and it was, you know, no effort. It is still a workout. It's not like I said, it's not like riding a motorcycle. You are pedaling, and that's a good thing. I want to get exercise. I want to burn some calories, and this bike is a really cool way to do that. So anyway, I'm going to give you a real quick review on what I think of this Urtopia Carbon 1 Pro bike. Thank you. Okay, here is my official review of this Carbon 1 Pro e-bike by Urtopia. First of all, the packaging It came in this box and everything was packaged really well. There was nothing broken. They took extra care in making sure that it would arrive safely. And to me, that is really important. If you like something that you built, you want it to get there in a good condition. Perfect. When I opened it up again, as I said, it was pretty much 90% assembled. All I had to do was put the handlebars on, the front fender, the front tire, and the seat. And it was ready to go. Easy, really easy. Again, I did make the one mistake where I had the fork turned the wrong way, but that was me not paying attention, I guess, and it was real easy to undo. In terms of the quality of this bike, I mean, everything, every angle, every screw, everything that's put together is absolutely perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. The shifter is brilliant. You can see exactly which gear you're in. The brakes feel so nice and smooth. I just highly recommend this bike. In terms of the drivability, I love it. First of all, I wanted a bike. I drive 10-speed bikes. I wanted a bike that would give me a workout. I didn't want a motorcycle. I didn't want a motorcycle with a throttle where you go real fast. I wanted a bike that would give me a workout, but would assist me going up hills and going for longer rides than I normally would with my 10-speed. And I can honestly say that this bike has taken me to more places than I would otherwise have gone with my 10-speed, just because of the ease of using it and the fun of using it. So do I recommend this Urtopia Carbon 1 Pro? Absolutely. This bike is a class bike. Everybody that looks at it says they love the slick design. I took my priest came over while we were camping recently, and he took it for a test ride, and he just came back and he said, man, it's just smooth. It's just so comfortable, and he really, really liked it as well. So anybody that has seen the bike has really been very pleased with it. I highly recommend this bike. You will really, really like it. So thank you again.